All right, so we have Draygon and Mother Brain up there, and then a few more things to grab over there. I can tell you that's, I believe, super missiles and a bunch of tanks. So if you feel like you need those are there to make the end game a bit easier. But I don't need those, so we're just gonna go this way. This room, this is Blue Hopper room. This is scary because these guys do a lot of damage, and they're pretty aggressive. My advice for this room, it is technically possible to get through this room damageless. Like if I do this, I do that, iframe through, get across. Okay, I got through safely. A lot of times, they'll keep following you like this, and you'll be trying to open the door and getting hit 2 or 3 times while trying to open that door. So my advice for this room, if you can afford to take a hit, just hold forward. So I do this, I hold forward, I take 1 hit, but then I jump immediately, they're off screen. Every time. What's powerful about this setup is it's consistent. You can do this with screw attack and avoid that 1 hit, but if you commit to taking the hit and you make that jump, this works every time and they're off screen and they will not bother you until you walk back to the left. So yeah, if you can afford to take a hit, I always advise just do it, because you might take 2 or 3 hits trying to dodge 1 hit. Okay, we got Draygon coming up. We'll talk about that in a second. We got something else first. All right, so this room, it's called Pants Room because it looks like a pair of pants. It's that simple. It just looks like pants. So what do? This grapple block, if you play through the vanilla game, you'll notice several grapple blocks like this that disappear after you break them. This is the only one with a secret passage above it. So this is the intended method of doing this. You go around. Actually, let me just go all the way around. I'll show it. You go around here, and there's crumbles here, here, here. But all of that you can tell was a one-way. It was all crumble blocks. And then those are also crumble blocks. So like this room, you have a secret way in, and then you have a one-way out. So like if you don't have grapple, at least in medium logic, you can't do this room. There are ways though. So if you have ice beam and X-ray visor, X-ray scope, I'm gonna turn off screw attack because I don't want to mess things up. So you technically only need ice beam for this, but it's a lot easier if you have X-ray. So this guy right here, he's gonna jump. And we want to freeze him. Okay, he's too low right now. We need him to jump at a specific height. Or like, we need him to jump high enough, I should say. He's not jumping high. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I'll go and explain what we're trying to do here. We're trying to use X-ray scope to force a stand-up, which I just did, but we need the Poyo to be at the right height. So the way you force a stand-up is, so X-ray visor like this, you can turn around, you can hold it, you can scan up and down, right, to see, hey, look, there's crumbles. But if you turn around and release the run button is what activates X-ray. If you release the run button during the turnaround, Samus will be standing up. Turns out that pose change is forced. So even if Samus's head is inside a block, boom, she stands up. And if the Poyo is high enough, when you froze it, then you can do that stand up and simply jump through the block. It's just like the Metroid clip we did earlier, except the setup is a bit more complicated. So, and you can do that with just ice, but like you have to like land on the perfect pixel. I think it's like maybe a 2-3 pixel window, depending on if you have high jump. So like X-ray is a way of clipping through that makes it much easier than like trying to get the pixel perfect window. Okay, so we're in Draygon's room now. We got a few options. I think I'm gonna try to show them all off. So, or 2 of them. So So the first one is microwave. You may have heard of before. This is a randomizer exclusive thing because you need plasma beam. And plasma beam is normally locked behind Draygon. So I think there's a speedrun category that does it. So it's basically this. It's that easy. So what's happening here? We're using X-ray again, and then we're shooting plasma beam. This only works with plasma on Draygon. So what we're doing is essentially we're shooting with plasma, and then X-ray resets the iframes on Draygon. So for every time I release and repress the X-ray scope, Draygon is taking another tick of damage. So you just do that enough times and she dies. The way I like personally look for when she's dead, there's a few ways of doing this. I watch her eyeball. So see her eyeball is turned down looking at me. When it turns up, I know she's dead. Right there. She's dead. Because you see it's like swirling around. I mean, she's dead. Another thing people do is they will crouch for this sequence. So if you watch Samus here, when Draygon dies, it actually forces Samus to stand up. It's weird. I think it has to do with the grapple kill or something, but that's something else people watch. See, Samus just stood up. Now she's dead. There's also like a grapple sound that plays when Draygon dies. So that's another way people use to know when to stop microwaving. And really all that is just so you can stop putting in the effort. But let's say we don't have X-ray or we don't have plasma. What do we do then? Well, there's a grapple kill. So if you destroy these turrets, Draygon can come from either the left side or the right side. So there's two different setups for each side. We'll see which one we get first. I'm gonna turn off screw attack so I don't mess things up. Okay, so she came from the right. So this one, you need to jump to get to the right height, angle that one. So this one I would advise, like, if you're not sure about, like, if you're uncomfortable with this grapple kill, don't learn this one first. Because you have to be here and you need to be around here-ish when you get grabbed. And there's also some weirdness to that where sometimes she will, like, if you get hit by two goops in a row, the second one can kind of eat your jump, which is why I like try to let them spread out before I get grabbed by one. So in this case, if you're not comfortable with the left side, you can just powerbomb these and wait for her to try and do it on the other side. I'm gonna drop save state, hopefully get something. Nope. Nope. Okay. Trying to get a left side goop. Okay, there's the goop. So she's gooping now. So for this one, it's much easier. All I have to do is stand here. Let her grab me. And around the time she pulls Samus to here is when I press the grapple button. But this one is much easier because you literally just have to stand there and press the grapple at the right time. There is something to be aware of though. So this one's gonna work, it's just fine. Oh, well, if I had grapple. If I had grapple equipped, that would've worked. There's a weirdness with this one, so I'm gonna go over here. Okay, she spawned the goop now. Except now she's not grabbing me. She's continuing with her cycle. The reason that happens is because there's a timer on the goop that she sprays. And she's only looking to grab you while she's spitting that goop. Like once she's done with the goop phase, she's not trying to grab you anymore. But the goop spawns when she comes on screen. So because I'm moving to the right, she starts spawning goop earlier, which means she finishes spawning goop earlier. So the way I mitigate that is by staying to the right of center. So that now, okay, I wasn't far right enough. So like I come over here. Because as soon as she's on screen, she's gonna start spawning goop. So I want that goop's phase to start later. So now I can reliably expect it to actually work when I'm over at the corner. So for both of the goop phases, so like for both of these, I find it best to just hover around here to the right of center around this little second pipe. So now when she goops, okay, so here, I get grabbed by this one and then I get grabbed by that one. Okay, I didn't do it. I think it has to do with, like whether it hits Samus at the top or the middle, but you saw that little bump she did, like boop, when she got hit by the goop. That's what can happen. And then if you're trying to jump to position for the grapple, that can like eat your jump. So I like to try and make sure they spread out a bit before I get grabbed by one. So now it's like that's the only one to worry about. So now I jump here and do that. But you have to jump to actually get this one to hit. You can't get it from the ground. But yeah, that's 2 of the many ways to kill Draygon.